Okay, this is video number 2 at Predict 5. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch it. What we're going to do here is take a look at the screenshot of the website. I'll talk about some of the content there. And then we'll open up the actual tool, take a look at it, and talk about some of the functionality available. So when you click on the screenshots page, what you're going to find is we've walked through the different sections of the tool that you're going to use to build your business plan. And once again, it's a 5-year plan. Prepares all the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow information for you. That's the hardest part about building out a business model, is keeping all in sync and making sure that the data is correct. We've locked it down so that you can't change any of the formulas and cause those statements to be out of sync. But we've provided a great deal of flexibility to create very flexible and functional formulas in a relatively simple fashion. Once you're done creating it, if you're going to have an advisor such as a CPA go through it, it'll be very simple for them to number one, validate it that makes sense, and number two, identify any questions or concerns they have. So when you open up the spreadsheet, what you're going to find on the top in this section here is what I describe as the dashboard. And in that dashboard, it's very high-level information that shows what the revenue is that's being generated based on the assumptions you put in, direct and indirect cost of services or cost of sales. It includes all the selling costs, G&A costs, and then earnings before interest and taxes. It also includes some percentages that will be useful and a headcount summary. So good high level, and that's always sitting at the top of your sheet. Section number 2 is the business drivers. And what you're going to find as you look at the way that we've set up this tool, it enables you to put the labels in this section here, and then you'll find those show up on the actual income statement. The tool has multiple major business drivers. Each business driver has sub-business drivers. So you can create very flexible and formulas on these sections of the sheet. And what it really enables you to do is create very simple formulas and then extrapolate those out over the period of the plan so that you can focus on information that's logical and easy to think through for you. You don't have to focus on building out complex accounting statements. So you can see in this scenario what we've done is we've laid out the number of days in each month, number of customers that are going to be coming in per day, each one of those customers is going to spend, laid out the cost of that customer, and we've then built the very simple formulas to multiply those three things together to create the revenue, and to multiply the cost by the number of customers to create the cost, and then turns into our monthly. In the operating expenses, it enables you to pick up the costs that are over and above your people and benefits. We'll talk about in a minute. So any operating expenses that you want to pick up, things like rent, etc., would be plugged in here. We've got a selling section so that if you need to pick up selling costs or commission, or there are any fees that are related to sales and marketing, you can put those in, and it gives you the flexibility to use a percentage if it makes more sense for your business. In the general administrative section, all the fixed costs that are associated with business and are not necessarily variable or related to the other components we've talked about. So here you can see we've picked up things like rent, telephone, security, repairs. Those would be all indiscretionary type expenses, and then down at the bottom you're going to have more discretionary expenses. And in both cases, and each of these buckets, we're going to find a place for people. So we've got people in cost of services, and you're going to populate your people down in the people section. And we've done this in a way that makes it real easy to think about. So what you'll come into is this section of the spreadsheet, and you'll populate the number of people and their annual salary. And that's going to automatically then create the monthly cost per month, and it's going to build that out for you. So you don't have to think through the monthly cost of the person. You just have to think about how much you're going to pay them. It enables you to customize the type of titles that you're going to have for those people. So you may not use these titles, but they're here if it makes it easy. So we've pre-populated that. So it becomes pretty flexible. And you can see that we've already pre-populated some estimated costs, but you could use these you can customize these costs yourself. On the balance sheet, there's pretty high level information that you can use to populate the assumptions. You may or may not want to use this, but it allows you to track things like receivables, payables. How much do you have coming in from your customers, so revenue yet collected. If you're that type of business, you can capture that here. If you're dealing with vendors and you have payables, that can be captured in the accounts payable section. We've got a debt section if you're going to take on debt from a bank or from some other individual. And then an equity investment section allows you to pick up the investment component of your balance sheet. So all of this information is pretty easily populated here. You can insert rows if there aren't enough, customizing the names, and the balance sheet then picks up all appropriate information based on what you've populated to build out the proper statement. We have an asset section for those businesses that do have assets that they want to depreciate over time, and this is going to pick up a gap type depreciation. You could use tax depreciation if that makes it more straightforward for you. But effectively what you'll do is you'll list out the different assets that you have. There's a very big range of assets that you populate. You list for which month you're going to buy them and which month they should be fully depreciated. And the asset value and the associated depreciation is automatically calculated. And that's all. And one of the biggest benefits of this tool is it creates presentation reports. So you populate the data on one spreadsheet, and you're going to have 3 other spreadsheets that provide the profit and loss statement, statement of cash flows, and most importantly, your balance sheet. And one of the best features of our tool is that not only is this all automated, but you'll see that the balance sheet actually balances. And that is one of the most important fundamental accounting. So you put in the information logical to you, the statements come out, presentation, and print ready. The next video will actually get into the tool and look at that in a little bit more detail. Thanks for stopping by Predict 5.